audience about what these two types of occurrences are. So page 60, other contributing causes. Wind. While it is not believed that wind alone can cause a rogue wave, wind can play a major role in creating rogue waves. The stronger the wind, the higher the surface waves tend to be. These strong winds push in the opposite direction against an ocean current, and the collision of the two can create large surface waves. Okay, so let's write down wind as a cause. I'd like you to read the next paragraph. On page 60, ocean depth. Please begin and look for a detail to see how that causes a rogue wave. Please begin. Eyes on page 60 under ocean depth. You're looking for causes of rogue waves. And as you read, I want you underlining the most important details.
Wait, where do you say that?
I'm on page 60, ocean depths. Right here. Underline how ocean depth, how deep the ocean is. How does that cause a rogue wave? So if I'm in a very deep area of the ocean, is a rogue wave going to occur?
Yes.
Okay, find the answer in that paragraph. Okay, what is the most important thing that we're going to underline for ocean depth that causes a rogue wave? I'd like you to show your partner what you underlined. Share right now. Go. Hold up your book and tell your partner what you underlined.
A lot of water, the winds there. The idea of talking about water
Does this say wind in that paragraph? Read a sentence for me that tells me how a rogue wave occurs. What can cause a rogue wave? Okay. Can you tell me what your partner told you? Yes. What did your partner show you that they underlined? He didn't tell you anything? Okay. Do you still need more think time? Excuse me. Do you need more think time? Did you talk to your partner? Okay. All right. What did you say? What did your partner tell you?
A lot of water must be built up. A lot of water must be built up.
Okay, a lot of water must be built up to cause a rogue wave. And it has to be in a very deep area, correct. Okay, islands and coastlines. How do they create rogue waves? Please read. Underline the most important detail about how islands and coastlines cause rogue waves. Can we pop up the text on here? Yes.
You want to just write it down, most of us have write it down on the page or just underline it in the book?
So I think we've already kind of said it. We said deep water causes rogue waves, so I'm just going to leave that. The next thing I'm moving on to is islands and coastlines.
Yeah, no, do you just want us to write it down in the paper or just underline it in the book?
Underline in the book and write down deep water causes rogue waves. So underline in the book and write on your organizer. Does that make sense? So when we're reading, we are annotating and underlining our text to look for the key ideas that connect to our graphic organizer. I have to compare and contrast rogue waves and tsunamis. So I know it has to be very deep in order for rogue waves to begin. Okay, so what do islands and coastlines have to do with rogue waves? What were some important details that you found about islands and coastlines? Yes. Yeah.
Geographical features such as islands or shoals can interrupt and read the ocean's currents.
Yes. So if a rogue wave hits a coastline, like the edge where the land meets the water, it can interrupt, which means stop the rogue wave. And also an island can do the same thing. So that's really important. So islands and coastlines can interrupt rogue waves. I'm going to put that under effect. Islands and coastlines can affect rogue waves. Is she coming back?
Yeah, I'm helping you.
Okay. And the last session, what can be done to prepare for rogue waves? Fortunately, rogue waves are very rare and happen only at a reasonable distance from shore. However, if you are out to sea on a boat, it is always a good idea to make sure you are familiar with evacuation plans, the location of life preservers, and other safety equipment. So I'm going to write down that if you're out on a boat, you need to be prepared. If a rogue wave comes and you see a 100-foot wave coming at you, you're going to have to just try to do the best you can to survive. And it could be pretty scary, so be prepared if you are on a boat. Be prepared if boating. Make sure you have your life jacket. What else did it say to be prepared besides a life jacket? What else do you need?
Other safety equipment,
And anything else?
to be familiar with the evacuation plan.
Okay, have an evacuation plan. I think it's perfect.
Can you borrow your pages?
I don't have any tape. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the second text, which is tsunamis. Once I get some tape, I'll tape this up so you can see it. So what causes tsunamis? This is another, yes.
The cause of a tsunami would either be earthquakes under the surface of the ocean or close to the coastline, or landslides and volcanoes on the ocean floor.
Wonderful. So you read ahead. You already know the answers. That is awesome. Did you underline that in the text? No? Okay, what's your name? What's your name?
Trey?
Trey. So Trey has read ahead with this article and already knows what makes a tsunami occur. So what I would like you to do Trey just told me some really good facts. He said earthquakes cause tsunamis. I want you to read in the text and find what else causes a tsunami. Okay, so just take a couple minutes to read, and then we're going to talk together. And can you pull up the text so I can underline, so we can
Yeah.
Thank you. No, we're not going to use highlighters just because when students have highlighters, they tend to highlight almost the whole page. We're just going to use a pencil because when we take tests, you use a pencil, not a highlighter. So I want you to be able to use your pencil to just quickly read and scan. Thank you. Just read the first 3 paragraphs, and then we're going to discuss what causes a tsunami. Okay. Where's the pen?
Right there on the ocean.
Okay. So, what are some causes of a tsunami? Dylan.
Earthquakes on the ocean floor.
Okay. Earthquakes on the ocean floor. What else causes a tsunami? Yes. Landslides. Do you guys know what a landslide is? Yes. Can you tell me?
A landslide is when a piece of either a rock or a bunch of other things would fall to the ground because the gravity brought it down.
Yeah. Landslides tend to occur after a lot of rain. When the water gets so saturated, the land will just give away and it'll fall. So the land just falls. So it could happen with rocks, off of cliffs. It also says that volcanoes occur. Or that's how a tsunami can occur. So if a volcano erupts, a key factor might be to watch out for a tsunami. So my big question is, I wonder where tsunamis occur. I'm going to keep reading to find out. Another important fact is, where do they occur? We know that rogue waves occur in deep water. Where do tsunamis occur? Turn and talk to your partner. Where do tsunamis occur? Talk to your partner. Partner B, tell partner A, where do tsunamis occur? In the deep ocean? Is that in the text? Look in the text. You might want to scan the first paragraph to try to find your answer.
Tsunamis.
Okay. It says most waves occur at or near the surface of the ocean. Tsunamis, on the other hand, have their origins at greater depths of the ocean. We talked about this word in our other article. On our organizer, I thought we wrote down the origin. I know we drew a picture of it, of where they originate. So they originate in great depths of the ocean. So this is how they are similar, because the waves also occur in deep parts of the ocean. So I'm going to write this down. I couldn't even call it how they occur. Or let's say origin, since that's the word in the text. And make sure you spell it correctly, O-R-I-G-I-N. So the origin is in the depths of the ocean. And I'm just going to draw a line here. And we also knew here it was in deep water. So that's where they originate. I also see another important fact. A tsunami here was 131 feet and 6 miles across. So under size, 6 miles, they can be up to 6 miles across. And about 131 feet high. So tsunamis are taller than rogue waves. So I'm seeing similarities here where I could do it as a compare. I'm going to put a little C here so I can remember that this is something I'm going to compare. That the depths of the ocean are similar. They have to be in deep water. Something that I can contrast is that their high is 100 feet. So I'm going to put a box around this because this is something that is different. So as I go, I want to try to find things that are alike and things that are different. Do you see anything else on, oh, actually we can't find anything else on our organizer that's alike or different yet because we need to continue reading. So as we continue reading, I want you to be thinking, is anything in the tsunami article similar to what is in the rogue wave article? Or is there something different that we can contrast? Okay, so let's move on to the next paragraph. What is most likely the cause of a tsunami? I see another fact right here. Most tsunamis are triggered by earthquakes. So I'm going to add that in. And I think I forgot to add a couple things to my organizer. So earlier I underlined this, but I didn't write it down. So tsunamis are caused by landslides, volcanoes, or earthquakes. I'm going to write that under cause. So right here under your cause column, I'm going to write these down. Landslides, volcanoes, and earthquakes. How are you guys doing so far? Okay, I'm going to have you continue to read the rest of the article on your own and fill out the organizer. So please begin reading.
20, is he outside?
if I can have your eyes up here for just a minute, I want to re-go over our goal and what we're trying to achieve. So our first goal, our essential question, is how do I reread multiple texts to write with purpose? So when we went over our writing organizer, we know that we have to write having purpose, focus, and organization. So your organizer is keeping you on track. Our purpose for writing is to tell our audience how road waves are alike and different. We're going to be comparing and contrasting them. So our goal for today is that I can read multiple texts to demonstrate my understanding and structure an informative essay. So our goal for today is that we're going to use our graphic organizer to get our structure down. When you write, you have to have a flow with your writing, and everything needs to be in a specific order. That's your purpose and your focus. So what I want to do right now is identify what other things you read in this article that we can compare and contrast to road waves. So give me a thumbs up if you're finished reading. Thumbs up if you're done reading, thumbs down if you're not done yet. I need everybody to vote. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Done, not done. Okay, do you need how many more minutes to finish? 3 more? Okay, I'll give you 3 more minutes.
Did you say for us to underline what causes tsunamis?
Yes. If you find any causes or effects, or if you see any more information on the size of a tsunami, where it originates, or any other details, maybe the destruction that occurs. Your battery's gonna die on this?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how I can stretch it, but the cord's too short.
Okay.
Unless I
Can we
can,
just move it closer?
maybe. That should work there.
Okay.
Is this okay, the angle?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, give me a thumbs up now if you're done reading. I need everybody to vote. Are you done reading?
Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Yes or no? Oh, thank you. Perfect. Okay. All right, so what are some other facts that you found about a tsunami? Yes.
Tsunamis are characterized by a series of very large waves.
Okay, what paragraph, what line did you find that on?
The last one on what is most likely cause of a tsunami.
Okay, so right here? Okay, so they are usually characterized by a series of very large waves rather than a single wave. Okay. Anything else? Who has something to add on? Yes.
Resulting in tsunami floods the shore.
It floods the shore. And what line is that on?
It's on the next page.
On the next page? Okay. So it's caused by a series of large waves. So let's write that down. Series of large waves. And then what was the other thing that you said?
Right there, yeah, it says the resulting in tsunami floods the shore. On the second last.
Okay. The shore gets flooded. And the most important thing? Yes.
When a series of large waves would be describing a tsunami instead of the cause of tsunami?
So it says when a series of large waves occur, that's when a tsunami is going to hit. So if you are over by Japan, if you look over here by the Ring of Fire, if you're somewhere and you start seeing a lot of waves coming up on shore, that's going to be an alert to you that, hey, a tsunami's coming. You better start getting to a safe, higher area. Okay? Does that make sense? So we're looking out at the ocean and we see a 100-foot wave, maybe like a 30-foot wave, and then a 50-foot wave. What is that going to signal to us? What might be happening?
Rogue wave or
A tsunami. Rogue waves do not occur in the Pacific Ocean. On my organizer, rogue waves occur in the Atlantic Ocean, down by the Bermuda Triangle, is where they mostly occur. Tsunamis mostly occur in the Pacific Ocean. And most of the damage is done on land. So I want to go back in the article. This one tsunami that they talked about that hit in 2011 that devastated Japan, this was actually in the news. And people were running for their lives to get to safety. I remember when this happened, I remember there was a model who was in Japan, and she climbed up on a palm tree with her husband because they were over in the ocean, and then all of a sudden the tsunami just occurred. They were in the palm tree hanging on for dear life.
Was that Japan, or was that the other one that was?
Was it some?
I think that was the Africa one, maybe.
Africa, maybe? Okay,
Because
we'll
there
have
was
to
a
Google
movie
it.
based off of that one.
Yes, but I remember somewhere there was a tsunami, and I remember this model
There was one in Japan, but that caused
Yes.
the factory to blow up.
Yes.
That caused the
Yeah, so we'll have to research where that was, but I remember there was a model who was like clinging to a palm tree with her husband just trying to stay safe, and a lot of people died from that one. So we'll Google that news article and find out where that was from. But many people passed away from the tsunami. They had, and this would be a good time too if we could maybe pull up we'll have to pull up for tomorrow the video.
Yeah.
I know we talked about last week about pulling up a video.
about that, yes. I'll pull that up.
Yep. And we're going to show you video of how it was. Like water was just rushing past buildings, and people were on rooftops, and the water was just going for days. If you want to just search the one in Japan, if you could just find like a video showing how the people were on the roofs of their house and the water was coming through. So there's a lot of devastation. And remember, it's triggered by landslides, volcanoes, or earthquakes. Large meteorites can also trigger a tsunami if they strike the ocean's surface. So that's another thing I want to write down. Meteorites. I don't know how to get this blue away. Okay. Let's add this to our text. METE. And then moving down back to where we were. Okay. So back here we said that the shore gets flooded and damage occurs on land. So the effect is shores are flooded. Most damage is on land. Is there anything else that you wrote on your organizer that I missed? Does anyone have anything to add? Okay. And where do they occur? They occur in the Pacific Ocean. So tsunamis are most likely to occur on land surrounding the Pacific Ocean. That is the western coastline of North and South America. The Aleutian chain and the eastern coastline of Asia to Japan. This region is called the Ring of Fire. So you can see right here, this is the Ring of Fire, where a tsunami is more than likely to occur.
You want to fill it up?
Sure. So where was this video taken that you're pulling up?
The one I saw was the National Geographic's version of it,
Okay.
but I'm not seeing the one I wanted. Her video, that's the one I think. No, that was not. Mine was only the 4-minute version of it.
Do you want to try a Discovery Education maybe?
No.
It's up to you. Okay, so while she's pulling up the video, we're going to start trying to figure out what are the big ideas that we're going to write about. We need to compare and contrast rogue waves and tsunamis. I have a lot of information here about what they are like. I have information of what causes them to occur, and then I have information on the devastation. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try to sort this by my big ideas. So, something that's in common is that they occur in water, okay? Something that is different, can you tell me what's different about them?
Here's the CNN version.
Dylan? Their size. Okay, so if I'm going to try to think of maybe 3 big ideas.
Matt, tell us.
This is a news
Okay,
cast of
all
it.
right. I'm gonna just wait 1 second.
I know.
So my big ideas could be describing them, so description. So I can describe them. I can talk about their causes and the effects. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to compare and contrast how they are alike and different. So I'm going to say what's alike and what's different. Is there anything else we should say for our big ideas? So some things that are alike is that they occur in deep water. What else is alike about them? Something that's different, let me just code these A and D. So this is going to be how they're alike. I see they're different by where they occur. So this is how they're different. So anything different, I'm going to circle. And they're different with where they occur. So the effects for what's different, I can say the land versus the ocean. The causes are different. Do you see anything else that's similar? Anything else we can compare?
rogue waves, can't be, not predictable, but I think tsunamis can.
Okay, so how we predict them, that's different. Yes,
Ocean currents, cause, the earthquake
okay, ocean currents
and,
cause rogue waves.
and ocean current also cause tsunamis.
Okay, what line was that in the text for the tsunamis? Let's look. I wanna make sure everybody has that written down. What page?
Page 61.
Okay, everybody look on page 61, and what line?
When Titanic plates large quick
I-
said that another release a huge amount of pent-up energy.
Yep, so that's talking about the earthquake. So the earthquake causes when tectonic plates shift. But were we trying to connect that to ocean currents? Right? Okay. Yes, it triggers a reaction, and it triggers a series of large waves rather than a single wave. So it's large waves. And rogue waves are also pretty big waves too. So that's something that's similar, is that they have waves. So if you want to write down for each one, maybe for, so something that's the same, we could write down maybe about the waves. Okay, so our big things is describing them, and then how they are alike, and how they are different. How do they affect land? Those are going to be our big ideas to write about. So we're going to show you a quick video of what a tsunami looks like.
About the situation for you when this magnitude 8.9 hit.
Well, it was absolutely unlike anything I've ever experienced before. I've been living here for 8 years now, and this was quite simply the biggest, longest-lasting earthquake I've ever experienced here.
And that's it, because Kyung-la, our reporter there, was saying she thought it was 4 to 5 minutes. Was that
Here's
your
the wave
sense
right
as
here.
well?
Yes, the ground was
Tsunami.
rolling for an extended period of time. I wasn't exactly sure what to do or where to go. I'd never been prepared for anything like this. My wife and I stood outside and basically held on to the outside of our house. You couldn't even stand up. I mean, literally at the peak of these waves that were washing over the ground, you literally could not stay on your feet. You had to kind of crouch down in a ball or put your back against something so you didn't fall. And that's exactly what we did for the length of the duration of it, which I would say was about probably a minute to 2 minutes. It felt like a lot longer than that from my place.
Indeed. And are you saying that you live there, or that you're actually traveling there?
How do we
I
pause
actually
this?
I've lived here for the last 8 years, and I live on the west.
Okay, I'm gonna look for a little bit more video too, because this is more of the tsunami starting, but most of the destruction of tsunamis occur on land. So I wanna look for a video so you can see how these people were stuck on top of their homes for days, and the water was just rushing by them. Like every time I turned on the TV, it was still happening. People were still flooded out, and it was just unbelievable how much destruction occurred when the tsunami hit. This is a good one. Yeah.
This isn't coming on land. People trying to run away. Well, this happened in 2011.
How old were you? Do you know?
I was a junior in college.
Yeah. So see, it's like so wavy, and look at the vehicles, and it flooded like past people's
And this is
homes.
someone actually taking this footage.
So this is a tsunami.
I feel like I've already watched this before. You probably have. Someone's on top of a building kicking us. Alright guys. That's your bell.
Tomorrow